You've been crushing it in your career, but your body tells a whole different story. The mirror doesn't reflect who you are anymore, and you're working out and you're following diets, but the results just ending up with the same, that you are burning out, you're overeating, and you're feeling like your health is at risk because of you not knowing what you should do instead. And you're always feeling like you are at plateau and you want to give up. But don't worry, in this video I'll definitely make sure that you should not spending hours in the gym or following restricted diet. And this all or nothing approach is just keeping you stuck. And I'll also make sure that you actually have a system that's going to help you with your lifestyle and not against it. So in this video, I'll break down exactly the approach that I give ambitious professional to lose the weight, enjoy the foods that you want without starving, so you can finally lose the weight and not sacrificing your freedom and your time. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, make sure you hit the subscribe button and also turn on the bell to get notified whenever I'm making a new video about weight loss advice. I use these tips to lose 60 pounds in 8 months and kept it off for 12 years, and also help dozens of ambitious professional men and women just like yourself losing up to 60 pounds and finally escape that yo-yo dieting cycle. And if you're constantly tired of losing the same weight and gaining it back, I'm here to help you so you can become the healthiest version of yourself without sacrificing the foods that you love. When you're trying to lose weight, you always have to make sure that you are setting yourself up for a sustainable weight loss plan that is going to help you, for example, lose 60 pounds, and it's going to take very much patience. But I always recommend that if you really want to excel in your career as an ambitious professional, having confidence, talking with clients and doing presentation, and have that lean, tone, muscular body, you need to first figure out your maintenance calories, because maintenance calories are just the calories you need to sustain your current body. And you do that through Googling like maintenance calculator.net, where you're typing in your age, your gender, your height, activity levels, and based off these things, you're just getting a number that is going to help you figure out how to maintain your weight. And reason why you want to not only just starting out with eating like 500 calories is because you're setting yourself up for burning out very fast. Because let's imagine that your maintenance calories are 2000 calories and you're starting out with 500 calories. I tell you, you're going to burn out after not even a day, maybe 5 hours, because you're just depriving yourself, just not getting as much food. And food is just like fuel for your body. You have to understand that your body is like an engine. If you're not fueling it with the right amount of nutrition, you're just not going to perform, and you're also struggling with maintaining your focus and activity levels throughout the day. You're not just someone who's sitting on the couch. You need to actually get up to your work and also having chores like maybe being there for your kids, family, and etc. So you start out with figuring out the maintenance calories, because you're just going to make sure that your metabolism at its peak when you are trying to lose weight. And then you are figuring out the high protein diet. 45% of your daily calories come from protein, because protein just helps you with a lot of things. For example, if you are trying to get into a calorie deficit, the body is going to do two things: either it burns fat or it burns muscle. So if you are eating a high protein diet, you're going to burn a lot of fat and you're keeping the muscle. So that's a very good thing. Another thing is that if you are in a calorie deficit, for example, you're subtracting 200 or 500 calories from your daily maintenance calories, you are automatically going to a calorie deficit, which just signals to your body that you are going to feel hungry. So by feeling hungry, it's just a sign that you are not getting enough food to sustain your body. But over time, you're going to lose weight all around your body. So there's no way you can lose weight around just your face or your abs. You're just going to lose weight all over your body. And most people are just losing weight fast, like all over the place. And the first thing you are losing, last place you are losing weight, is sometimes just the stubborn body fat, just like your stomach or your love handles or your back fat. And after you've been doing that with having a high protein diet, you're also going to feel less cravings, like not so eating sugar and all the things. So that's going to help you a lot for sustainable weight loss. And also having a high carb diet, because carbs are just very essential when it comes to when you're working out a lot. You are breaking down all these muscle tissues and you are using all the glycogen stores. You have to understand that carbs are very essential for you to like giving you a lot of energy boost. Let's imagine that you are someone working a full-time job in your career and you need to preparing for a presentation and you need to deliver that presentation with a lot of confidence. You are going to have some more energy for that. And if you are just low carbing all day and not eating any carbs, you're feeling very foggy, you have trouble focusing, and your mood levels are just very low. So you are also making sure that you have a lot of recovery from your workouts. Let's imagine that you're someone who are working out 5 times a week in the gym, lifting weight, and you are focusing on progressive overload. There's a lot of stimulus that you are experiencing when you are working out. You bring down all the muscle tissues and you're feeling very drained after the workouts. So by replenishing your body again with the right nutrition, with let's say 30 grams of protein after your workouts and at least 40 grams of carbs after your workouts, you're going to recover faster. But you also have to sustain the whole macros where you are eating the right amount of food, like 45% protein throughout the day from your daily calories and 40% of the carbs coming from your daily calories. So you're just feeling that you have sustained energy levels, and also 40 grams of fibers, because you don't want to go throughout the day where you at the afternoon are just feeling like you are having low energy levels because the body's just feeling a bit more tired after it's been working for like 6-7 hours. So you just want to make sure that you are eating slow digestible carbs, because that's going to get you the amount of energy sustained throughout the day. Because if you're someone in the afternoon focusing a lot of just eating a lot of sweets, the problem is that you are spiking your energy levels and sugar levels. So you're just having maybe energy for 15 minutes and then you just want to go to sleep because you're so tired. And I always recommend that when you are trying to lose weight, you have to set yourself up for a sustainable plan where you are losing weight gradually. Because if you are at the beginning of your weight loss journey, you have a high metabolism because of you just having the metabolism. It's fully repaired, it's fully functioning, and then you want to gradually decrease the amount of calories that you are consuming each day. Because if you are, let's imagine that you're working out 5 times a week, focusing on progressive overload, my muscle connection. You can see that in some of my other videos where I break down, but essentially progressive overload is focusing on compound movements where you are using weights. For example, for the chest area, you're targeting, for example, the chest area with bigger compound movements where you are targeting different kinds of muscle groups. You are targeting the chest area with, for example, bench press, and then you're also targeting your triceps. And it's very demanding exercise. So you perform, let's just say, a warm-up set with 10 reps, 12 reps, and then you are focusing on increasing the weight that you are using all the time. Let's say you're using 20 kilos, you're doing then 22 kilos, and then you're always focusing on hitting the 1 to 2 reps before failure, because you want to push yourself, and you also want to have the mind muscle connection where you are having a mental picture between your mind and also the area of the body that you're working out, because you want to feel the muscle being work. You don't just want to swing the weights, because that's going to just fuck you over with a lot of injuries. And after you've been doing that, you go into isolation movement because you're just feeling more tired. So after you've been doing these kind of workouts, you want to increase the amount of cardio where you're just using stationary bike or cross training, because there's some resistance, and there's like 120 or 150 with the resistance, because you're going to burn a lot more calories. If you're someone who are just not having any intensity when you're trying to lose weight, and you're going on a fucking treadmill and you're just talking with a friend, you couldn't just not do that, because at the end of the day, if you're trying to lose weight, you want to have a good enough intensity, and you're also burning more calories through that. So that's just going to help you track that. And also 6,000 steps a day, because you want to take advantage of you having like 23 hours a day and not just 1 hour in the gym. So you're going to burn a lot of more calories just walking around. So whenever you are hitting plateaus, you're just decreasing the calories with 100 or 200 calories. And you also want to make sure that you are weighing yourself like every Monday after your toilet visit without any clothes, so you are getting the accurate amount of number on the scale. And you also want to take body pictures and also measuring pictures or measuring tape, just to make sure that you are fitting all the areas of your body, because sometimes you're just not losing 1 or 2 pounds a week. You're going to lose maybe 1 pound and you are gaining like 300 grams of muscle. And I always recommend that when you are making your own meal plans, you have to make sure that you are eating foods that you like. But if you're very new to losing weight, you should also be aware of there are some things that you should definitely eat, because it's just going to help you hitting your macros. Because I get a lot of people just struggling with eating enough protein. So I'll give you some suggestions. Well, I'd love to know so far, what is your biggest takeaway from this video? So if you are someone who doesn't know how to, for example, eating enough protein in your diet, I also recommend that you should not doing the same thing that you've been doing, because your health is at risk. You have diabetes and you hate how you look in the mirror and pictures, and you're feeling breathless going up the stairs. So I always recommend that you making a subscription to my fitness pal, where there's something that's called the recipe discovery. There's a bunch of different kinds of recipes. There's a, for example, high protein diets, there are vegan recipes, there are gluten-free recipes. There are so much different kinds of recipes that makes it very easy for you to create your own meal plans. I always recommend my clients to do like 2 meal plans, where you are dragging and dropping the kinds of recipes you want to do. But essentially, let's imagine that you are starting out your day with a workout. You're waking up, you are drinking like a liter of water, because you want to fuel yourself with like mental clarity by drinking water. And you also drink like a cup of coffee before you hit the gym, because you want to have some pre-workout, just getting started and really having that mental energy and focus. Then you work out. I always working out like faster, because I just feel like that is going to help me with, I just don't like feeling bloated when I'm working out. And when you've been doing that, after the workout, like 45, 60 minutes, you want to replenish your body with enough protein, like 30 grams of protein, because you want to utilize the protein method, synthesis, where you are just you have broken down all the muscle tissues from the area of the body that you've been working out. And then you also want to give you enough carbs to recover from the workout, so you are having a lot of more energy for your work when you are talking with clients and doing presentations. And then you also have to be aware of, you are eating 2-3 meals throughout the day with 3-4-5 hours between, so you are sustaining that energy levels and drinking like throughout the day 4 or 5 liters of water, because you just want to reduce the hunger levels. Because if you're eating a calorie deficit, you're going to feel hunger automatically. But that's basically just how I definitely would do it. And as long as you are hitting your macros throughout the days and your calorie deficit and also the workout plan, you're going to be fine. And there's also, if you feel like you are struggling with getting the protein in, I definitely recommend like the whey protein. You can create your own recipes, just a protein shaker from My Protein with 60 grams of protein, 400 grams of skim milk. And then you can also, for example, there's good protein sources are lean beef, lean chicken breast without any skin. There's tuna, salmon, egg, flank steak, for example. But these are definitely some of the things that I definitely recommend you guys to like following, because at the end of the day, you have to making meal plans that you really enjoy and you can switch. I also have 2 meal plans where I'm switching 1 or 2 meal plans just to make sure that I am having motivation. And once a week, I'm making sure that I also have a free meal, because if you have been following your diet plan for like 6, 7 days in a row, your metabolism automatically just going to tank a bit down. So through introducing a free meal where you're rewarding yourself for being very strict, you're going to spike that metabolism up again. So you are fueling yourself with a lot of energy from, for example, 700 or 50 calories, mainly coming from carbs. So you are spiking up your metabolism throughout the next couple of days, and you are feeling more recovered, you're feeling better sleep, and also increasing your metabolism. So it's going to work much better. And signs that it's actually going to work is that you are getting more veins throughout the body, and you're also feeling that your muscles are getting more tighter up through the skin. Because if you have a big muscle here and the fat is reducing around and the muscle is just getting popping up, it's just a sign that you are getting into the right direction. If you're ready to finally lose the weight for good and become the healthiest version of yourself, just like the people that you've seen of my clients in the transformation pictures in the video, I recommend that you click the link in the description, also in the comment section, to apply for coaching with me, and we'll see if you're fit to work together and we'll build a plan together.